Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today in this video we are going to cover one of the major topics that comes under the category of finance named as deferrals. We are going to look in this video that how you can book deferrals in Business Central. For that we are going to use the documentation which I have written in my website, Ahmad 365 blogs. So if you come to this website in this section Business Central Functional Blogs, if you come here and you go a little bit down in the finance category, you can see I have written an article, deferrals in Business Central, and we are going to use that. Plus I'm going to show you how you can configure it and how you can use deferrals in Business Central. And on the right side you can see in the right tab I have opened the Business Central, and we are going to take the things together, and inshallah in the end of the session you're going to have a grip on deferrals, how to do the posting for deferrals in Business Central. Okay, so first of all you need to understand what is the concept of deferrals. So the basic definition, a very simple definition, is this is an accounting adjustment where the recognition of a revenue or expenses is postponed to a later period. Okay, so it has majorly two categories, like you can also see the deferral in the revenue form and also in the expense form. Okay, so major thing regarding the deferral that this is we are doing because of the matching principle of accounting. Okay, so we need to remember something, that the expenses should be recorded in the same period as the revenues they help generate. Okay, so sometimes what happens that you do some sort of an expense in the first month of a period. For example, your accounting period is from 1st January 2024 to 31st December 2024. Okay, and you do, for example, you paid a license fees for an year, for the Business Central license fee for an year, on the 1st January. Okay, so what did you actually do? You paid an expense for whole year in the first month. The exact accounting, if you look at the principles of accounting, then you need to follow the matching principle here. Okay, so I have given some examples over here, like deferred revenue. Why I mentioned liability in front of that, I will explain it first. For example, a company receives 12,000 in advance on January 1st for 1 year subscription. This is the deferred revenue case. Okay, so what the entry is going to be, you actually receive $12,000 cash, so it is debited, and the credit is that it is booking a liability account. Okay, because actually you only earn, actually in the start you earn nothing. On the 1st January you actually did not earn anything. It's like an unearned revenue. Okay, it's an advanced revenue, you can say. So on the what will happen after 1 month, when you give the services of 1 month, so what will happen, out of 12,000, the revenue of 1,000 will be recognized, which will be you can say name as sales revenue credit. Okay, and the $1,000 liability will be settled by debiting the deferred revenue. Okay, so if I explain you the example of deferred expenses, so it is absolutely similar, but you can say it's regarding the expenses as compared to the revenue. Okay, so a scenario is company pays $3,000 in advance on January 1 for a 3-month insurance policy. Okay, so what happens that you paid 3,000 in advance, so you will credit the cash of $3,000, and what will happen, it's like a prepaid expense, insurance expense for you. So will you you're going to hit an asset nature account by 3,000. Okay, and again after 1 month you're going to recognize, because your actual 1,000 will be recognized after on the 31st of January. Okay, and the last minute of the 31st of January, and on the first one maybe you pass an entry. Okay, so this is the basic you can say the understanding of the deferrals. This is just the accounting concept I thought I need to give you before jumping on the Business Central. And if you go a little bit down, you can see that after that I started recording deferrals in Business Central. Okay, first you need to understand what is the concept of Business Central. Okay, let's jump to the Business Central now. Okay, in Business Central, we are going to start with the templates, how you are going to create the deferral templates in the system, and what is actually the fields that are present in different templates will do. Okay, first you just need to search deferral templates over here. Okay, so I have created one over here, but we are going to create a new one and we are going to discuss regarding that. Okay, so in the deferral code, you have to give a unique code for this template, which I am going to give it like 12M. M means month, and in the description, I'm going to specify that this is a 12-month deferred template. Okay, and in the deferral account you can specify majorly two accounts, like one for the deferral revenue and one for the deferral expense, depending upon why you want to use this. Okay, for example, if I go back to the documentation, in this case this is the deferred revenue and it should, this account should come over there. Okay, but if you are booking the deferred expenses, then this is the account which should come over there. Okay, might be you are using it for the prepaid insurance account, and might be for some other, as because I'm just showing you the a standard a general example. So I have created one account over here. If I show you, this is like deferred expense. You can ignore the taxes because we are not dealing the taxes right now, but for the other I have created two accounts, deferred expenses and income. In this case we are going to cover the expenses, so I am selecting this account, and if you even read the description for that, specify the GL account that the deferred expenses are posted to. Okay, but you need to remember something, that deferred expenses, you can also specify the revenue account if you want to apply it for the revenue cases. Okay, but the method is similar, this method is similar. In the deferral schedule section, you are going to see the deferral percentage. For example, sometimes what can happen that the expenses for $12,000, and you're going to pay like $6,000 not in advance. You are going to pay it after the services, and for the rest of them you are going to do the deferral system. Okay, so you can specify 50% over here, or whatever the percentage you want to specify as per your requirement. So in this case, I'm going to treat it as 100%. Okay, so I specify 100 over here, and the next one is the calc method. This is actually the calculation method. Okay, if you read the description, it will show you how the amount field for each period is calculated on the basis of straight line, equal per period, days per period, and the user defined. Okay, so in the deferral, you can say the schedule, when I'm going to show you the entry, we are going to see how the effects are going to, how the you can say the conclusion are going to get changed after changing this calculation method. Okay, but you can simply understand right now that this is one of the methods from which you can calculate the deferral amounts. This next one is start date, posting date. Posting date means that the date on which you are going to post your entry. The beginning of the period. Beginning of the period means that you're going to go in the start of the period. For example, if today is the current date is, for example 13th of January, so what is going to be the beginning of period date? It is going to be 1st of January. If you go back to the blog which I have written, so I have also specified the start date detail over here. Like as I discussed, for example, if today is the 15th of March, then this is your actually the posting date. The beginning of the month is if you post an entry in 15th of March, so your deferral starts from 1st of March. It is going to take you to the beginning of the period. Okay, the next one is the end of the period. If the example is absolutely similar, like 15th of March, you are going to go to the 31st of March, end of period, so last day of the month or period. Okay, the next one is the beginning of next period. Beginning of next period means, for example, if again 15th of March, the beginning of the next period will be like 1st of April, the next month, the first date of the next month. And beginning of the next calendar year, if today is again 15th March, the deficit starts on 1st of January 2025. It is going to jump to the next calendar year rather than the next month. Okay, so this is what you need to remember. This is how this is going to pick the start date as per your requirement. So you need to be careful at selecting this. Okay, for in this case we are going to go with the posting date. Whatever the date I'm going to specify right now, we are going to show it. Okay. Okay, so the next is the number of period. Because we are going to use the 12 month, so I'm going to specify 12 over here, that there are 12 periods in one calendar year. Okay, so later on I will show you something different also, that what will happen if I specify 2, what will happen if I specify 15. Okay, so we are going to jump to the period time period for more than 30 days and less than 30 days. We are going to cover that also, but for the basic standard template we are going to specify 12 over here. Okay, and the last one is the period description. If you look at the period description, this is what I have copied. You can say this is exactly from here to the posting date, from the percentage one to for posting date. I have picked it from the Microsoft documentation. Okay, so this is actually fixed, you can say, you cannot change it. For example, if I specify percentage one, it means the day number of the period posting date. Okay, so it is going to specify the day number. Today is, for example, you can say 29th of November, on the date on which I'm recording this. So it is going to pick that 29. Okay, the week number, the month number, the month name, and the accounting period, fiscal year. So it depends what you want to see in your entry. Okay, in your period description. For my for this time I'm going to specify yeah, one more thing, we can also concatenate that. Okay, for example, if I want to use two of them, so what will happen, I will show you. We are going to pick two of them. This one, the percentage 4, which means the month name of the period posting date. The second one is the percentage 6, the fiscal year of the period posting date. Okay, so if I go back to the deferral template card, I can specify over here percentage 4, percentage 6. Okay, and if you try to enter the third one, for example the percentage 5, it's not going to restrict you from doing that. Okay, and also you can specify 1. So that is totally up to your requirement, that what you want to see in the in the period description. Okay, so this is what majorly about the deferral templates, and I have also explained in the blog. Okay, and I'm going to provide you the link for that blog in the description also. Okay, so this deferral template is actually linked at many places in the Business Central. Okay, for example, like on the item card, on the GL card, on the resource card. Okay, we are also going to see that, but before that we are going to create a very simple entry for the expenses. Okay, and we are going to post that, and we are going to check what is the effect is going to happen in the system after posting that entry. Okay, so again we are going to jump to the journal. Okay, so the posting date, let me correct the posting date. Okay, it's like 29th of November today. In the document, in the journal account, GL account, okay, we are going to specify, for example, any expense account. For example, like I had created a delivery expense account 8450 over here. Okay, we are going to use that for the as for the example. Okay, and if you go a little bit right, I don't want to include any VAT system, so I'm excluding that. In the amount I'm specifying, for example, 24,000. Okay, actually there's already an entry regarding 12,000 in the system. I want to change that to 24,000 right now. And in the GL account I'm going to settle it with the bank. And the bank is, you can say, the saving bank. Okay, for example, and there's a field name as a deferral code. If you click on over here, if you do the mouse over here, specify the deferral template that governs how expenses or revenues are deferred to the different accounting period when they're incurred. So we have created a deferral template. This is actually the, and we specified a code over there like 12M, if you remember. Remember that 12M is actually the deferral code. Okay, if you click on the drop down, you will see that 12M which we have created. This is the deferral code. Okay, if you click over here, so you can specify. Let me just show you before specifying. If I do the preview posting, So you can see only two entries I created, okay, with the amount of 24,000. But if I specify the deferral code, okay, so you can see it is going to create like approximately 30 entries over here. So why they have created 30 entries? So because of the you can say the 24 entries are only for the uh, monthly settlement, okay, like for example 29/11, okay, 1st December 2024, 1st January 25, 1st Feb 25. So this is the uh, until the next November. Okay, so we are going to also going to discuss that, but before that let me show you how we can check that which method we want to use. If you remember, in the deferral template I have specified, we are going to look at the methods also, okay, that which method you need, which is more recommended, or which is you need. Okay, okay, so the first method is straight line. What it is going to do, okay, if we go to the description for this, amount is separate based on the length of each period. Okay, in short, longer months get more amount in that. Okay, for example, if I specify a straight line over here, 24, today is 29, so only 2 days are left for this month, 29, 30. So you can see the amount is very less over here, like 133 over here. And if you go to the last one, it is going to settle on the 28th of May, okay, 2025, and you can see it is a bit less than the one we have specified above. Okay, uh, and one thing you need to remember, that it is going to treat a month having a 30 days. Okay, even if there are actually 28 days in the Feb, but still it is dividing it equally. Okay, so what it will do, it will assume that there are like 30 days in every month. Okay, so this is how it works. If I change it to equal per period and I do the calculate schedule, okay, so you can see the first one is 2000. Okay, so it is equally divided that in every on every month. Okay, and if I do it days per period, so it is going to calculate on the basis of exact days of, you can say, of the month. Okay, you know that the December and January is for the 31 days. You can see a little bit higher than the 2000, the value is little bit higher. And if April, because it's actually the 30 days month, so you can see that it is a little bit less than the 2000. So it is actually divided it by the exact number of days, so you are going to see different values on different months. Okay, and the last one is that user defined. If you do the calculate, so you can see this all 00. So what it is, what how we are going to put the entries, click on the amount, enter whatever value you want to do. Even though if you want to allocate like 60% amount to the second month, you can do that. Okay, you want to skip the third month or fourth month, so this is totally your choice, how you want to calculate your deferral amount. Okay, in this case we are going to use the straight line method, and remember, without clicking on the calculate schedule, you cannot change the value, or you cannot adjust the value. Okay, start date calculation period automatically picking from the deferred template. Okay, and you cannot change that on the deferral schedule over here. Okay, you need to remember this. If you want to change it, you have to go back to the template and you have to change it again. Okay, and start date, you can adjust that over here. I'm closing that. So I think so I have explained it. I hope so you understand what I was trying to say. So majorly I have covered the deferral schedules, that what does exactly the calc method means. Okay, how it is affecting the entry. Okay, so now you can see I have also specified over here that we can specify the temporal as per template as per our requirement. What I'm going to do, I'm going to preview post it. Okay, we are going to discuss a little bit about entries. So you can see it is actually adjusting the 100% amount in the delivery expense. Okay, but remember, it is also settling that until it is going to actually settle it the for the exact amount on every single month. You can see over here with the 2000 amount. Okay, on the every single entry you are going to see the delivery expense account is going to get hit. Okay, so in the second one you can say it is actually hit the deferred expense, as I explained in the earlier in the in this video, that in the expense case the debit is actually the asset nature account. Okay, so if you come back here, so it is the deferred expense which is an asset nature account in the balance sheet. It is actually debiting. Okay, and the credit is present in the last. It is actually the bank account, because you are paying the all the amount in the advance, so your cash is decreasing, so it is specified over here. Okay, so this is how system is passing the entry in it. If I go back, simply post it. Okay, I'm sure I will not going to face any error. Now we are going to change a little bit, a little bit scenarios. Okay, if I specify delivery expense account over here, I'm going to change it to blank amounts. For example, let's change it a little bit, 30,000. Bank saving. In the deferral code I have specified this. Okay, now if I go back to the deferral schedule, you can see number of period 12 specified over here. What will happen if I specify 2? Okay, if I click on the calculate one, you can see it is adjusting in only 2 months. Okay, let me change the posting date. I think so the posting date is incorrect. Yes. Okay, so let me go back to the functions, deferral schedule. Okay, so I specified 2 over here, calculate schedule. So you are seeing that it is majorly adjusting in 2 months time period. Okay, we can do it equal per period, so it will be easy for us to understand. Okay, like this. So what does it mean? Period means 1 month. In why it is taking 1 month? Because of the what we have specified in the accounting period. Okay, so if you go to the accounting period, you will see that we normally what we do, we create a period of 1 month. Okay, we specify accounting period, for example, from 1st January to 31st December. So we divide into 12 portions. If you click on the create here, you will see number of periods is 12. Normally this is what we do, and the period length is 1 month. Okay, so this is actually linked with each other. So I'm not going to create any new accounting period over here, but just want to show you that it is actually linked. Okay, number of periods, for example, if I do it 16, what will happen then? If I click on the calculate schedule, you're going to see 29 11 24 to 26. Actually it is actually bringing 11 different accounts, 11 month adjustment. Okay, so you need to remember one thing, that period means 1 month, it is fixed. If you are going to change it on the accounting period, then the number of period, the time period it will change automatically. Okay, so this is what you need to remember. And another thing, if I, for example, specify 2, I close this, number of period must not be, it's actually going to give me an error for that. But if I think so, I did not specify it properly. If I do the calculate schedule, close it. Okay, yeah, it is okay. Now we have specified number of period 2. So if I go in the post, preview post, you can see over here the entries are very few, very less than the one we previously posted. So only 8 entries. So it is majorly divided into two different periods. Okay, so simply going to post this. One thing you need to remember, that whatever I am going to specify at the time of calculating schedule, okay, it doesn't matter that if I specify 2 months in the deferral schedule, even if if I go back to the deferral templates, okay, what will happen, you will see in the 12 month that it is 12. It is not going to change it just because you have changed in the deferral schedule. Okay, so once you have specified this is fixed. Okay, you cannot change it until unless you come back to it and change it manually. Otherwise, if you do any sort of a changing on the deferral schedule page, it is not going to have an effect on the template. Okay, so now this was pretty much about the deferral code or deferral templates on the general. Now we are going to look on the some other pages. Okay, for example, in my chart of account video, I have specified that there's a deferral field in the default ICE in the posting part or posting section of the GL account card. This is the field default deferral template. If you want to fix it, for example, if you remember, we have specified 2992 number account, okay, which is the deferral expense, this one. Okay, so if I want to make anything like default, whenever this account going to get hit, it should only going to pick the 12M. Okay, means the 12-month account deferral template. Okay, so you can make it as a default. So this functionality you're going to see in three parts of the business central. Okay, the first one is the GL account card. The second one is on the item card. If you go to the items, okay, if I just open, for example, any one of them, you're going to see this option on every single item card. It's not specific. So if you go a little bit down, here you can see over here default deferral template. Okay, so you can specify that over here as well. Okay, for the sake of example, I can use one item for that. Okay, if I go through the Ethan's desk, okay, 1896 in the default deferral templates, I'm going to specify that. Okay, and the last one is the resource. Okay, if you go to the resources card, the first one is the Catherine Hill, so you are going to see the deferrals over here as well. Okay, you can specify that also. Okay, so if you want to make it specific for a item, for a resource, or for the GL card, you can do that. Okay, it will automatically going to populate on the documents. For example, if you are invoicing for an item or you are going to purchase an item, so whatever you are going to do, and whenever you are going to pick that item, it is going to show you in that document. Okay, now this functionality is not only present on the GL general, it is also present on the sales invoice and purchase invoice and etc. Okay, for example, if I create a new one, I specify the customer over here. Okay, so over here I specified 1896. This is one we have on which we have specified the deferral code, so you can see it automatically populates over here. Okay, so just for sake of example, I specify one over here. The amount is 649. It is divided on the 12 months. Okay, so I can also see that in the deferral schedule over here. This is the same like the one we have discussed in the journal. Nothing is changed. Okay, the method is similar, so I'm not going to explain it again, but you can remember that this functionality is also available on the sales invoice, also on the purchase invoice and orders, etc. Okay, the methodology is same, so I'm not going to discuss this again and again, but you can remember that the same functionality is present on the purchase invoice as well. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to exit it. Okay, so the next thing, if we look in the documentation for that, deferral templates is done. Yeah, this is regarding deferral templates on GL account resource and item card. Okay, the next one is deferrals on the sales invoice. It is also completed. Okay, yeah, this is also very important. If you want to specify a specific period for a deferral posting, so you can also do that. There are two methods to control that. Okay, let us discuss that. If you go to the general ledger setup, okay, so the scenario is, for example, you want to only allow posting the deferrals until from the, you can say, uh, let's change it to 1st January 2024. until 31st of December. Yeah, sorry for that. Okay, so you are specifying, you are making it specific for all the country or all the companies. Okay, for example, if it doesn't matter you are an admin or you have a super access or you have whatever the access you have, it is going to restrict you from posting between if you are trying to post uh, after the posting to date. Okay, for example, if I go to the general, okay, let's quickly create an entry over here, 8450. Okay, let's change it to 1000. Okay, bank savings 12 months. Okay, so it what it is saying, 0185, because this is going to go until this is not within the range of posting date for deferrals. Okay, check the user setup for the, you can also change it from the user setup, also you can specify from the general page. But what will happen if I you can say, let me just duplicate this, let me just open. Okay, just for wait a second. Okay, so if, if you remember, if I go back to the journal ledger setup, okay, so you can see if I change the date to 25 over here and I go back to the same entry, so it is allowing me. Okay, so what does it mean? That it can change, we can restrict anyone from doing the posting outside this date range. Okay, but for time being I'm removing that. Okay, and we are going to check it from the user setup, the what is the difference. Okay, because the scenario could come like you want to allow, you can say my, because my username is Ahmed. Okay, so I can specify, I want to allow Ahmed not to, I want to allow Ahmed to post a deferrals between this date range. And there's another scenario that I want to allow everyone to post between that, to post deferrals at any time in the year, but I want to restrict Ahmed only. Okay, so what I can do, I can specify a specific date for Ahmed. Okay, for example the 12th month 31st date. Okay, so I have specified it only for the Ahmed user, but if anyone try to post outside this date other than the Ahmed, so it can, business central is going to allow. Okay, if I come back here using the same example, actually let it general, I think so the template is not specified. Yeah, sorry, the template was not specified. Okay, so it is giving me an error. Okay, so this is also we can use this functionality from the user setup. The difference is, on the user setup you can make it specific for every user, but if you want to run the same functionality for all the users exist in the company, you can specify on the general ledger setup. Okay, you don't have to do it again and again for users, or for every user you can make it default for the whole company. Okay, so the next point is, the last one is review posted deferrals in the GL deferral summary report. Okay, so because we have done a lot of posting in the system regarding the deferrals, now we want to see a report for that. The simple is just search the deferral. Okay, in the go to report and analysis part you can see three different reports regarding the deferrals. We are going to run the first one in this case. The other two are specific for, you can say, the sales and purchase, but this is related to a GL. Okay, in the start I have specified the 2992 account number, the GL account number. So we are going to see that. Okay, if you click on that, you can see the balance as of date. Okay, this is actually going to specify the end date that the balance is calculated on. Okay, on the account number I can specify the GL account number if I want to make it specific, but in this case I'm just running it without specifying any filter. Okay, if I click over here, it will run a report. Okay, specifying deferral summary GL. Over here you can see multiple entries because we have done all the entries from the 2992, so it is showing me over here. This is the latest entry of 30,000. Remaining amount deferred is 0. Let's take the this 24,000 value. What we do, we did the posting in the 29, the remaining amount deferred is this, the total amount deferred is 24,000, amount recognized is 18,133. This is because of the date. Okay, uh, so if what will happen, if I go, let me go back. Okay, let me show you the current date is actually 1/8/2025. Okay, so you can see I'm already in future right now. Okay, so it is going to recognize every single amount until 1/8/2025. Okay, if I go back to the report, okay, and do the preview, you can check over here. Until that date system automatically recognized, and for the rest of the entries in which I have specified 2 months, the 100% amount is recognized, and for the 12,000, I think so I have specified 6 months for that. uh, it is also, sorry, 12 months, it is also completed. Okay, from the first you can say 9 to 20 30th of the 8th month of the next year. Okay, so this is majorly regarding the deferrals concept in business central. Hope so you I hope so it is very helpful, this video is very helpful, and go check this document and you will find it very helpful as well. You can open this document and you can listen my video, and inshallah in the end you have a good concept regarding the deferrals in the business central. This is our YouTube channel, please go and subscribe that. You're going to see the business central finance module videos over here, but inshallah in the future you're going to see the videos for all the modules. Okay, over here you can see the Excel tip and tricks. Okay, that's a small video. Subscribe this channel, and inshallah we will meet in the next video. Bye.